After all the cameras I've tested, I thought I was retired from making dashcam review videos. That is, until I came across this bad boy. The Redtiger F17 Elite has an insane feature that literally no other dashcam in the world has right now, and it solves a huge problem, if it actually works. And the most mind-boggling thing about this is, I've seen other creators review this camera, and no one seems to be focusing on this very unique and mind-blowing aspect of this camera. Redtiger claims that the F17 Elite can record in-cabin in full color even at night. And for somebody who drives Uber and needs in-cabin recording to protect myself from the shenanigans my drunken Uber riders might pull, that would be extremely useful. And at first glance, it seems like this night vision might be promising, but it should be noted the footage you are watching is in a Wawa parking lot, so it's basically daytime at night. I'm really curious to see how it holds up during actual nighttime driving, and if I'm being honest, I have my doubts. I mean, not only is it an extraordinary claim to say that you can do this, but the fact that other content creators haven't highlighted this feature in their videos makes me think that simply it doesn't work the way they say it does. I mean, it's either that or those creators don't actually use dash cameras like I do and instead are just making videos because they've sold their soul to the content machine that's slowly eroding our culture. But either way, we are going to get to the bottom of this. Now, before we actually get to testing this thing out, I need to give my pitch on dash cameras in general. Whenever I make videos like this, people mistake it for an ad, and it pisses me off because you don't know how much money I've left on the table by being honest about the products that are offered to me. And to that, I just have to say, I don't care what kind of dash camera you get. Just get a dash camera and get one that actually does what you need it to do. Look, I know there are a ton of people watching this that are in the camp of, yeah, I'm thinking about getting one. But the thing is, I know you've been thinking about getting one for a while now, and what I don't want to happen for you is that you learn the hard way as to why you need a dash camera, because that means it's too late. Obviously, I initially got a dash camera for Uber, but I'm at the point now where I don't feel comfortable driving without one of these things. I mean, even when I'm not Ubering, I think about the time where I almost smoked a kid on a bike, or I almost smoked a guy crossing the street.
Holy shit.
I almost got smoked myself multiple times. Point is, without a dash camera, God forbid something actually happened, it's a he said, she said game. And I don't know about you, but I don't want to face the court of law, or the court of public opinion for that matter, after playing bumper cars with a kid on a bike, or a guy crossing the street, or a policeman, without having video evidence on my side that shows I was not in the wrong. Speaking of cops, little added benefit I've come to learn, every time I've gotten pulled over with a dash camera, they seem to get a whole lot more polite when I mention that I have whatever they pulled me over for on video. And don't mistake this for some anti-cop thing, this is just a human thing. I mean, if you were doing your job and you knew you were being recorded, don't you think you'd act a little different? Don't you think you might be a little more inclined to give somebody a warning rather than a ticket?
I'm just give you a warning today, but just be more careful with
Yeah,
that, okay?
I appreciate it.
In my experience, I know for a fact that I have deserved quite a few tickets by the letter of the law, even though traffic tickets in general are a superfluous overreach of government power that is really just a hidden tax on the working class disguised as law enforcement. But because I had a dash camera, the cops graciously left me off with a warning. And my last pitch on why I will always drive with a dash cam running, and this is going to sound a little soft, but I do have a sentimental side. As someone who loves capturing memories, some of my best times were on the road with family and friends, and having a hands-free camera running at all times to capture those candid moments, it's literally priceless. It's why I really hope that this interior cabin camera from Redtiger works well, because I've yet to find a dash camera that provides good quality at all times of the day. And that's the part of the dash camera conversation that's always left out. Of course, any dash camera is better than no dash camera, but what drives me nuts is the thinking that If it records, it's good enough. And that could not be further from the truth. If you can't pick up the license plate of the car that hit you or make out what the person in your backseat was doing, then what's the point of having the camera at all in the first place? All right, at this point, I hope I've convinced you to finally pull the trigger on getting a dash camera. But that naturally leads to the question, what dash camera should you get? And for me, I make that decision almost solely based on quality. That's why if the F17 Elite can actually do what it says it does, it might be my new go-to, because here's the thing. As you see here, it has 4K front recording that looks good. I mean, it actually looks amazing. It's great during the day, great during at night. The only issue you see on the screen is a matter of my windshield not doing well with the humidity, and that is not a Redtiger problem. That is a 10-year-old car with a spotty AC system problem. Dang hybrid. These things are great on gas, but horrible for everything else. And don't get me wrong, I love me a 4K front camera, but let's call a spade here. A 4K front camera is nice, but it's not like there aren't a ton of other cameras that offer that. It has Wi-Fi and GPS and voice commands, but again, a lot of cameras have all those other bells and whistles that the F17 Elite has. I will say though, the F17 Elite is unique in that it has two independent lenses. Most cameras are limited in their coverage due to their mount and the stable, secure lens that they have on the camera. With the F17 Elite, you can move the lens wherever you want, independent of the other. And that's a pretty solid feature that not a lot of cameras offer. And if we're talking about unique features, I should add that it does have a very intuitive interface, which I appreciate. After working with so many dash cameras, it gets kind of annoying trying to learn a new system every single time. With Redtiger, however, they keep it nice and easy. Everything is right there when you hit menu, and it's a touchscreen too, so, it makes it even easier, because with other dash cameras, it's like you're fumbling around trying to figure out the button on how to move the cursor on the screen, and then it's like a guessing game on trying to find the thing you're looking for. So it is a very intuitive and easy to use camera. And the last thing worth mentioning before I get to what really matters is the app. Some of you guys know I am not the biggest fan of dashcam apps, mainly because the functionality of them usually proves to be more troublesome than helpful. That said, the reason I wanted to mention this app is because Redtiger may have converted me into an app guy. Not only is it super easy to use, but the download speed is insane. I mean, this is for the 4K outer camera, so of course it's going to take a little longer. I mean, it's still not slow by any means. But look how fast the interior cabin camera downloads, which is, a lot of the footage I use for my content. That is absolutely insane. Definitely a lot easier to get the footage off the camera this way than, taking the card out or plugging it into my computer. But as much as I enjoy that, I'm not going to make my decision based on the interface or the independent lenses. I'm making my decision based on the quality of the camera. So let's put that to the test. What will make or break this thing for me is this in-cabin camera. The in-cabin camera has been the bane of my content creation existence. And I'm not just saying that due to black and white footage at night. I mean even during the day. With other dash cameras, you have no idea what you're going to get because they so heavily rely on natural light. But it is clear with the F17 Elite that whatever technology allows them to even try for full color at night, it definitely helps during the day as well. It didn't matter where the sun was. I was still getting great quality in my car, and I've never had a camera so consistent. But now for the real test. If this thing can perform well at night, I may have a new #1 dash cam on my list. Here we go. For the night test, here is a side-by-side of the F17 Elite compared to my tried and true dash camera that I've been using for a while. For obvious reasons, I'm not going to name this camera, but if you watch my videos, you should know what it is. And two, the comparison camera, you should also know, is literally ranked as the top camera, one of the top cameras out there, and it cost around $400. Now, to reiterate the problems of low light situations, look at this $400 other brand dash camera at night. And don't get me wrong, it's amazing that you can record at night at all. But even aside from the black and white, you can just tell it's more grainy. It's not as smooth. I'm just, if I can be honest with you, I am blown away. I mean, I have no idea how this technology works, but it is incredible. Not only the fact that you can record in color at night, but even during the day, the inconsistent quality I would run into with other cameras is not an issue with the F17 Elite. If you're looking for in-cabin recording, there's no other camera on the market right now that can compare. And I know that sounds like a pitch, but like literally, there's just not another camera right now that has this feature. So this is a no-brainer. 100% this is the camera I would recommend. And after I tried this camera out, I actually reached out to Redtiger and they kindly offered a discount code if you want to get one. Any questions you might have about this camera or dash cameras in general, drop them in the comments. I'll try my best to respond. Otherwise, thanks for watching. And I can't reiterate enough. Get a dash cam. All right, thanks for watching. Later, guys.